Among the most common sexual sins, pregnancy, all ugly sins, but in and of themselves, they are pernicious evils.
And young women, you are magnifying this problem by becoming pornography.
Travis Wayne Goodsell. It is important for Mormons to know and understand that just because they're Mormon, they don't automatically get to claim righteous. If you are a Mormon woman, you need to understand that you've been lied to. You are not automatically pre-mortal counsel in heaven more spiritual naturally than men. Scriptures make it very clear that in order to be spiritual, it is the fruit of following the Word. You have to produce the results. And so in order to be spiritual, you have to have the seed of how to be spiritual and produce the results. And those results will increase your spirituality. It is the same for men, anybody, everyone. And so, despite the false doctrine that's spread through Elders Quorum for generations, they were wrong. Men can be more spiritual than a woman. Yes, indeed. And it's sad to hear the news lately about all of the Mormon women, how they are not spiritual, who commit acts of murder, who abuse, who steal, who lie. And who do not understand their scriptures. In the coming day, Zion is supposed to be established. Did you guys forget that Nelson in October conference last year said that in the coming day, Jesus is coming? Second coming of Jesus and a coming day. Where is he? Where is he? We're going to have to wait for another several years? Is Nelson just teasing everybody? Everybody finally found out about it a month after he said it. Nobody bothered to watch my video covering it live from conference. Nobody believes me. No, he didn't say that, Travis. We don't believe you. That's a deep fake AI video. That's not an actual clip from conference. Where's Jesus? It is important to understand that you will be judged by your beliefs. Alma chapter 12. Bruce R. McConkie adds in beliefs in the chapter heading to the list. And it's because of this process of obtaining knowledge, truth, seed, producing fruit. Everybody has to do it. And so if you have an incorrect belief, you will never produce the results that you think you desire. And so if you have the wrong belief about a religion, you'll never be saved. You have to have the correct religious belief in order to be religiously saved. This is the big secret Mormons are not telling Christians. Because the Book of Mormon says our religion is Jewish. Oops, Mormons are wrong too. But you'll notice that Christians are using Trump to be the guy on earth to fulfill their interpretation of their belief of the second coming of Jesus. And they're not happy with it now. They've got Jesus remorse syndrome. Dumbasses all. If you have the wrong belief and you see the consequences and obviously you don't like them, it's because you had the wrong belief. It is not because Trump is not doing exactly what you wanted him to do. Because he is doing exactly what you wanted him to do. He told you what he was going to do in advance. You all knew it. You all put him in because you knew what he wanted to do. You knew about Project 2025. You knew. If you chose not to read it, even though it was like 1,000 pages, it's still on you. If you knew about Agenda 47, you chose not to read it, it's on you. If you know that he published books, you chose not to read them, it's on you. You can't have a belief and expect the belief to be something other than what it will produce as fruit. Trump made it very clear what fruit he was going to produce. And you still went through with it. And now you're unhappy with it? God. Jesus remorse syndrome. I like that. Jesus remorse syndrome. So again, I ask you, Mormons, where's Jesus? We do not believe in Trinity Jesus. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints believes in literal, physical, tangible Jesus. everything in the first creed of Christianity is true except for the nature and character of Jesus, and that's the only thing they change. Can they do that? No. It's still wrong. So where's Jesus, Mormons? We're coming up on conference. There was several years where I'm prepping for the short video clips about what's going to happen at conference. And Mormons are upset. You said this was going to happen at conference and it didn't. Yes, it did. You're using Christian interpretation, not learning of the Jews' interpretation. It happened. I was right. Where's Jesus, Mormons? He's a no-show, according to your interpretation. But again, when you take the clips of the prophets about the coming of Jesus and what Jesus is going to do, Trump did it. I did that video. I'm pretty sure it's in the prerequisite video playlist. But I think it was after I did that playlist. And so when you understand this, that you understand that when Oakes tells you that the second coming of Jesus is gonna be for 2024 because 2020 was the test run, that he's talking about the presidential election. Trump claims to be king, but wait a minute. The Way to Perfection by Joseph Fielding Smith Sr. says that the false king, Lucifer, is going to hand over the government to the true king, Jesus. But where's Jesus, Mormons? You're not getting the plot of this church. You're not seeing the bigger picture of how you've been conned and what this criminal operation is doing to America. Even Christians of their secret band of Gadianton don't even see what the church is up to. Because they think Trump's doing it. They have no clue that the church has paid the Judas price to betray their own secret combination band. All this friendly, helpful, courteous, kind, obedient, thrifty, clean, and reverent crap is all a cover for their coup. As Bednar got busted in Abu Dhabi, or Abu Dhabi? Abu Dhabi. The UAE. Whatever the capital is. That was in a Mission Impossible or some other movies. I think it was Mission Impossible, wasn't it? Is that the one where he climbs the skyscraper? And they don't want you to do that. It's illegal. Anyway, whatever movie I'm referring to. You know, it's the place where criminal organizations launder money through. Since Deutsche Bank got busted, which the church invests in, by the way, through the stock market, busted. So yeah, the church is looking for other sources to launder money through. I've done the videos. I've exposed this church as a criminal operation. Where's Jesus, Mormons? He's supposed to do a bunch of stuff. His second comings should have already been well underway. Where is he, Mormons? Because Nelson is only referring to the final one, the final second coming of Mormon Jesus, which means the other comings of Mormon Jesus have already happened. And so how did they happen? Adamon Diamond, the transfer of authority from the false president of the United States to Jesus. Adamon Diamond priesthood meeting, where you got to get a ticket to get in, and nobody did, because it didn't happen. It was a Danite code to overthrow the government. So it was the secret band of Gadianton that the church is involved with. They purposely rigged the elections to cause Trump to win, to cause Trump to lose, to cause Trump to win. Once you use the correct belief, everything fits. Then Jesus is supposed to suddenly come to his temple. He's got to do this first before he can come from the clouds of glory and burn people and resurrect only the righteous for the first resurrection. You can't have that come first before suddenly coming to his temple. But they don't talk about that. Even though they do. But you're not getting it. There is an order for the second comings of Jesus. And the temple won't even be finished for another 2 years. Oops! Nelson tells you that in the coming day, which means less than a week, Jesus is coming. And he didn't show, and now he says that the temple won't even be finished for another couple years. Because the open house that they're putting on the home page, permanent fixture for the next 2 years, is that the open house will finally be held from April to October. The longest open house ever. There's no reason for 6 months of an open house. And especially for 2 years in advance. Yeah, this is a diversion tactic, people. They're hoping you get suckered and losered into believing the false belief that they want you to have. Very plain and pure and precious. Once you know, they are the source of lies. Everything they say, everything they do, it's a sin. Probably one of the greatest songs ever. Of course, there's a lot of greatest songs ever. But it's one of them. And so, yes, I'm not doing videos to just tell Mormons they're wrong and not give you the truth. I gave you the truth. Jewish, remember? That is the true belief. That is the true core seed from which you must plant and produce fruit and then those seeds take those and produce more trees and more trees and more trees and more fruit and more fruit and more fruit until you finally get it. And it doesn't happen instantly because you're Mormon. It doesn't happen because you're now an apostle. You've got the mantle. You have to work for righteousness. It is not automatic. You are not special. You're automatically righteous because you're female and so cute with those big eyes that pierce the soul and get a man to do anything you say. And then you aren't happy because he's doing what you say, but he's not because you don't like the consequences of taking away a man's agency. He's not doing what you wanted him to do in your belief system. You have to be good, and good comes from correct beliefs. Righteousness comes from correct beliefs. There is no other way to be righteous. It requires work, it requires effort. It is not instant gratification. Just as all of the women on YouTube now are being forced to put the disclaimer, I am a woman and therefore sexy and hot, but it's not intended for sexual gratification, because YouTube will shut down my channel. You don't need that, women. You need to band together with a lawyer to sue YouTube for attacking you based on your sexuality, being a woman. YouTube has the wrong belief system. They believe that you, being a woman, are porn. Just like the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Oaks, women, you're porn. Cover up and hide. Whose doctrine is that, women? Do you know whose doctrine that is? To have that belief that women are porn, whose doctrine is that, women? You all know it. All of you know whose doctrine that is, women, and it's the doctrine of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Whose doctrine, women? Lucifer's. The doctrine of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is Lucifer's doctrine, not just for women being porn. They take away our agency. They take away our life, liberty, and property. They are the enemy. Get the right belief, and you can see it clearly. Especially the keystone of the doors of the Salt Lake Temple, purposely covered up with this remodeling that they're doing, so that nobody gets to see it, because they're remodeling. They've covered it up and hid it from the world during this time period when they strike. Hoping you forgot, hoping you didn't get married at the Salt Lake Temple to get your wedding photos taken at the doors, hoping that the Relief Society president and the wife's best friend didn't take the wedding photos to cover the full door. That's how I found out. I wasn't born in Utah. I didn't take family home evening trips to the temple. That's you guys here in Utah. All of you knew. And yet you're in denial of it. The symbol of Lucifer on the keystone of the headquarters temple. And you're in denial? You missed it, huh? And you want to claim innocence, that you can be saved in ignorance, that a false belief can get you into Zion. False belief will get you booted out and denied. All who come to Zion who say Jesus is the Christ, bye-bye. We're Jewish. You're not interested in our Zion. Go build your own. Good luck, because the rest of the world will descend into war. Section 97. Talking about how to be pure. Verse 18. And now behold, if Zion do these things, she shall prosper, and spread herself and become very glorious, very great, and very terrible. And the nations of the earth shall honor her, and shall say, surely Zion is the city of our God, and surely Zion cannot fall, neither be moved out of her place, for God is there. Which God, Mormons? Not Jesus. Jesus is a no-show. And the hand of the Lord is there. And he hath sworn by the power of his might to be her salvation and her high tower with pomegranates. Therefore, verily thus saith the Lord, let Zion rejoice, for this is Zion, the pure in heart. Therefore let Zion rejoice, while all the wicked shall mourn. For behold, and lo, vengeance cometh speedily upon the ungodly. Christians are ungodly, because they have the wrong belief. As the whirlwind, KK's priest, reap the whirlwind, and who shall escape it? The Lord's scourge shall pass over. Hey, that's next month, or April. Purim is first. Purim is next month, and I got to do that calendar in the coming day. By night and by day, and the report thereof shall vex all people. Yea, it shall not be stayed until the Lord come. Who's the Lord, Mormons? Which belief is true? 'Cause it ain't Jesus. For the indignation of the Lord is kindled against their abominations? The great and abominable church? Yeah. And all their wicked works based on their wicked beliefs, and thus being wicked. Wicked beliefs have wicked actions producing wicked results. It's a standard eternal law of the universe. Nevertheless, Zion shall escape if she observes to do all things whatsoever I have commanded her. can't think you're righteous automatically. Section 101. Joseph Smith, again, is referring to Zion before he gets to his parable in verse 43 and talking about in a coming day of the enemy coming as a thief in the night to destroy this valley. Day? Day? We technically have a couple more months. So is it days or day? There's an opportunity for day in a coming day. Is it? We'll have to wait and find out. Because the enemy kind of sucks at fulfilling their 200-year-old plot. It's supposed to be in 2021. Oops. Sucks to be them. But yeah, I was kind of to blame. I had just served the church in February 24th to be exact, in 2020. And so Oaks comes out in secret to mission presidents on the 14th of March. About 3 weeks later, and says, we're turning 2020 into a test run. 2020 is now a test run. And so sure enough, I was threatened that I had one more year to live. She signed and dated an official document. And it didn't matter who's going to stop them. Got this whole valley corrupt. Everybody commits wickedness. Everybody has the wrong belief. I don't know how Zion is ever going to happen if nobody wants to believe correctly. Zion cannot be built upon wickedness. It has to be built with people who believe correctly. And unfortunately, we're looking at a Zoramite Zion. Because when the church boots you out for being poor and unemployed, not paying tithing, you're going to go, I thought the church was true. What do I do? How do I worship Jesus? And then here I am, Alma with Zeezrom. Alma and Amulek. No, Amulek. Oops. I don't memorize. It's my matching memory recall. But nonetheless, Alma and Amulek are there rather than Korihor. Because Korihor is now dead. He got trampled on by people who said, you lied! You gave us the wrong beliefs! And so Alma and Amulek are there for the poor Zoramites who are kicked out of Zoram because they were unemployed and booted out for not paying Section 119 tithing. And Alma says, what the hell is wrong with you? You got the wrong beliefs. I give up. I quit. No, he teaches them what I just did for you today. But you don't like my beaten tone. It's because you don't want to believe the truth. Your false belief is putting up a wall to defend your false belief. You have not been compelled to not believe the lies anymore, so that you are belief destroyed. Your spiritual witness faith bubble bursted, so that you are open to anything else that feels good. And Alma and Amulek say, you have to do the work in order to be saved. And those who believed him and began the process of line upon line, precept upon precept, who joined him and went back to Zarahemla were saved, and those who didn't believe were slaughtered by the Lamanites. Even Zoram. Verse 12. And in that day all who are found upon the watchtower, or in other words, all mine Israel, in Zion, shall be saved. No other place to be saved, guys. Section 45 makes it very clear. Zion is the sanctuary city that Trump has banned. Zion is for safety. Zion is for peace. No other place on earth. Maybe an island in the Pacific that has no people, but no other place with people. Because everybody around the world will have the wrong beliefs and will defend those wrong beliefs with bloodshed. You must purify yourselves so that you can get to Zion when I put out the call. You must be ready. And they that have been scattered and deported shall again be gathered. The fall of the federal government is going to happen. 3 Nephi chapter 7, remember? And all they who have mourned shall be forced to turn that frown upside down. Shall be comforted. You're going to go through a lot of heartache in the coming days, if not already. And all they who have given their lives for not my name shall be crowned. In Zion. Therefore, let your hearts be comforted concerning Zion. For all flesh is in my hands. Don't you see yourself? Be still and know that I am God, the Jewish Christ, in the flesh, fulfilled all prophecies. Not Jesus, the false idol god. Zion shall not be moved out of her place. She still needs to be built. Notwithstanding her children are scattered. They that remain are pure in heart, shall return and come to their inheritances, they and their children, with songs of Metallica. And Accept, and Kiss, and Motley Crue, and Iron Maiden, and Iron Butterfly. And sure, Mozart. Sure, Mozart is awesome. And sure, Barry Manilow. And Johnny Mathis. And yeah, Britney's got some good songs. Though Britney's been abused in the psycho asylum. Apparently they put her on drugs. Does she have tardive dyskinesia yet, Oaks? Do you see that in her? She was able to do the knife video. You can't do a knife video, that's very clear. To build the waste places of Zion. To see the timing of when Zion will finally be built. The fall of the federal government. The fall of the church. The booting us out to come to Zion after everything is destroyed. Crap. There is no other place appointed than that which I have appointed. All these things that the prophets might be fulfilled. Yeah. And you have the wrong belief that it is Independence, Missouri, don't you? Nope, nope, nope. Nope, nope, nope. Nope, nope, nope. There shall be, neither that shall there be any other place appointed than that which I have appointed for the work of the gathering of my saints, until the day cometh when there is found no more room for them, and then I have other places which I shall appoint unto them. Yep. Zion is a city. Once it's filled, then we'll build the other city, and then the next city, and then the next city. But apparently there are not enough Mormons so that when, I don't know, maybe women said that not if you're the last man on earth. The human race dies with me. I don't know. What do you believe, women? I chastise you because I love you. Have you ever heard that? I do, but you gotta be good. You have to be kind. You have to be nice. I'm sensitive. No mean girls in Zion. Be good. But yeah, that's what the church does. They abuse you to break you, so that you have your agency taken from you. You know, that patriarchal authority you complain about. But in Zion, you are free. There's no reason for you to be mean. You will be denied Zion if you are mean. Just because you're a woman, just because you're hot, doesn't mean you're automatically in. It's sad because the first rule of Hollywood is never murder the hot chick. And if the casting requires that the woman die, don't cast a hot chick. You gotta make it in accordance with Catholic sin, the 7 deadly sins. That the woman has to be involved in one of those to justify murdering her. There are rules for movie making, Hollywood. Don't violate them anymore. Section 85, verse 7. And it shall come to pass that I, the Lord God, will send the man like Moses, from Deuteronomy 18, verse 15, whom is your Jewish Christ. Notice there's no footnotes for it. They don't want you to know. Holding the scepter of a snake in his hand. It's actually there. Camera, it's there. Reality, there. Clothed with light for a covering. That was yesterday. Whose mouth shall utter word. Actually, it was 2 days ago, because this is yesterday. I still haven't bathed yet. Whose mouth shall utter words, offensive words for those who believe wrong. Eternal words. Oh, did I not just say eternal law? While his bowels shall be sick with bird flu, spewing out truth. That's gross. Grody, gag me with a spoon. To set in order the temple. Zion is the temple. You get to live in the temple if you're pure in heart. And to arrange by lot the inheritances. In my mind, it's perfect. But the human factor of wickedness is screwing it up. Saudi Arabia apparently has a $2 trillion city. And yet it is crap. Because it is based on money. It requires money to keep it running. $2 trillion city hidden away in Saudi Arabia, and it's crap and will fall. Zion is going to cost way more than that. But it will be self-sufficient and self-sustaining as long as Mormons are righteous. And keep money out. Of the saints whose names are found with the names of their fathers, names of their children, enrolled in the book of the law of God. It is not the church's Danite ledger of crime and criminal operation. No, 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 no. Not that one. It has yet to be made. That one will be made once I put out the call from section 133. Then it will be made. You need to get your name on that book. You cannot be wicked. You cannot have false beliefs. If you come to Zion and you say Jesus is the Christ, get the hell out. Go back into the wasteland to fight for your survival. And don't think you can come and be the martyr. Oh, I'm forced to believe that Jewish Jesus is true. Because you still don't believe. You're complaining. And so then Nelson's supposed to die by the vivid shaft of lightning. Lightning strikes again. And the other lightning songs. All of them added to the songs that Mormons will be singing to Zion. Judas Priest. Help. Not just talking. And all they who are not found written in the book shall not find none inheritance. That's an awkward sentence, Joseph. In that day. Do you see this? Nelson tried to pull a con on you in secret because he rushed it and put it out in the church news only, knowing that I would see it and cover it in my videos. I did. It was a 6-hour video series because of the bombshell it was. Nonetheless, that's what Nelson's trying to fool you with. But it is not supposed to suddenly appear in that day. It was not written 200 years ago. No, it has yet to be made. It's the Exodus. Those who get to go in the Exodus to Zion. That is the book. You're on that list, you get to go to Zion. If you can prove yourself worthy by being good and having the correct beliefs, you get to stay in Zion and get an inheritance once we build it, which is gonna suck because it takes time to build. And we got a lot of people to build for. Maybe just one, but we'll see. And so yes, you're going to have to live in tents, but I have preparations for that if I get my perfect way, and not the wickedness of man to ruin it. But they shall be cut asunder if they are denied, and their portion shall be appointed them among. Here it is. Here's my associative memory at work to show you who I am. Among unbelievers. Where are wailing and sarcasm. That's gnashing of teeth. They who are of the leadership of the great and abominable church, whose names are not found in that book. No duh. Or who have apostatized by saying Jesus is the Christ, or to have been cut off from the church of the Lamb. If you've been cut off by the church of the devil, you're welcome to come to Zion, guys. You know what I'm talking about. You understand it. You were Mormon, but you left because you knew the church was wrong. Good for you, but you never bothered to learn the truth, to have the correct belief. You're still blaming Joseph, aren't you? But if you can change your belief, believe correctly, you get to come to Zion. If you're a stubborn, independent, free-thinking woman who needs no man, you can come to Zion. But dear, you need to tone it down. You're free. There is no challenge with men anymore. You're free. You can be nice now. Be nice. And be a good girl. No mean girls. No mean girls. And so yes, if you've committed sin in the church of the devil, you haven't committed sin. They're using that to extort you, to force your beliefs to theirs. You're free. You get a new clean slate. Those of you who got stressed over my divorce and home wrecking video. You're rushing with the wrong beliefs. Get the right beliefs. I love women, but you gotta be nice. Gotta have the right beliefs. No mean girls. My mom was a mean girl. Apparently she did something sinful according to the Church of the Devil. Whether it was going to an Elvis concert and throwing her underwear on the stage, or having sex with a sailor in Hawaii, I don't know. She won't talk about it. She's like Kate Beckett, refusing to speak. I'm now done with that show. Literally, I finished it. It's over. No more episodes. They got shot, they're both dead, and so in the spirit world, they have a family with 3 kids. That was kind of a rushed ending. You did the full amount of episodes. You knew it was going to be the final season, didn't you? Because you record them before you start the season, right? Why did you rush the ending? Anyway. And so Kate does not look like she's a mother. You're not fooling me. You do not get to go to Zion among the saints of the high sun god, the most high sun god at noonday, Amen, of the Egyptians, not Jesus. Alrighty, so yeah, I technically was finished at 23 minutes, but that associative memory kicked in and led me to unbelievers. Zion is for the believers in the Jewish religion. Unbelievers are Christian.